Hey, what's going on, guys? Ash here. Welcome to the grand finale of the Johnathan Entwhistle Power Rangers saga. So, for those who don't know or can't remember or just simply forgot, Johnathan Entwhistle was meant to be in charge of the Power Rangers Reboot universe, the Power Rangers cinematic universe, as we were calling it all those years ago, where he was going to be working on a TV show, a movie, and stuff like that. And it was going to be this big interconnected universe that they'd be working on. And, you know, that was announced in 2019 and then, or 2018, 2019. A bunch of stuff happened. Eventually deals fell through. We heard nothing for the longest time. And then Johnathan Entwistle went to go and work on Karate Kid. So, Johnathan Entwistle did an Reddit MMA, Ask Me Anything, and someone asked him, hey, what was your idea for that Power Rangers universe you had in mind? Because he never really spoke on it that much. He would sort of tease and hint at it, saying, look, I'm working on it. And then I think the closest thing we got was like on the anniversary of JDF's passing, he said like, your character will be the center of my new upcoming universe, which is something teasing that Tommy would be the focus of it. I've kind of documented most of the stuff on my YouTube channel. If you can go find it, go check it out if you want to. But that was one thing we had heard from Johnathan Entwistle. And then I think after that, like, it was radio silence for the longest time, because then I think after that, that's when Karate Kid Legend was announced, and that's when we got the radio silence about the Power Rangers reboot. But Johnathan Entwistle did a Reddit Ask Me Anything, and someone did ask, hey, what was your idea for the brand new Power Rangers cinematic universe, multiverse thing you were going to do? So he actually answered the question, and yeah, a lot of people aren't happy with his response with what he had planned, and feels like we dodged a major bullet with what we could have gotten. So I'm going to weigh in on it. I'm going to give my opinion, and you guys can tell me as well. So Johnathan said this: from early as 2018, I had created a new universe for Power Rangers, kind of a multiverse, because it was very fashionable at the time. Haha, it was like an onion on the belt, you know, you had an onion on your belt because it was a style at the time. I wasn't doing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers specifically, but Tommy Oliver was going to be the center of the world. Okay, that kind of seems like a, what's the word? The word escapes me, but he said he's going to focus on Tommy Oliver, but it won't be Mighty Morphin Power Ranger specifically. Like, Tommy Oliver is known for being the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger and the Mighty Morphin White Ranger. That's what he's known for. That's what he's known for. And they say you won't be doing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but Tommy is going to be the focus of it. That Tommy is the center of the Mighty Morphin universe. He's the pillar of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, you could say, with how iconic that character is. Where was I? All the mythology was going to be surrounding him, one of the most important people of the universe. Again, like Tommy Oliver, if you're saying that, then Tommy is the center of the Power Rangers universe, where he got his roots from being Mighty Morphin, because we all know what he would become. So basically, a time-bending, huge story about stopping Draken from taking power over everything. So again, if you did Draken, it would probably be Mighty Morphin focused, because, you know, Draken's whole roots was he was Tommy if he never came to his senses. He was Tommy if he never turned good. And that is still kind of Mighty Morphin focused, because that's where the battle ends. Tommy didn't turn good in the end, so that's what they'd be focusing on. The TV series had a really cool King Arthur vibe going on. That one kind of makes me get confused when they say King Arthur. Do they mean that dog shit King Arthur movie that came out a couple of years ago? Or do they mean like King Arthur, like old knights and stuff like that? Okay, I guess reading it, that's what we get, looking down. That was kind of the angle, more mythical, magical to start us off. Okay, yeah, that's what they were going to go for. They were going to go for like Knights of Round Table, Power Rangers. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't get that. Like, I get starting from like, oh, in ancient times, the morphin grid was years ago, and then you see knights and stuff like that, horses and morphing on horses and stuff like that. That sounds kind of lame if that's what they were going for. Jenny Klein, who was writing that show, also came up with a really cool idea for sentient colors. What does it even mean, like sentient colors? Like, I guess colors of the Rangers that come to life, they're gods, they're beings. That doesn't make any sense. But alas, it never went anywhere, which sucks. I would have loved to have made the universe a reality. So, learning about this, I'm kind of glad we didn't get this because this idea sounds terrible. If people are glazing this idea and saying it would have sounded cool, I think you're overreacting, or you probably had high hopes for Johnathan Entwistle doing something good. But this was one of the ideas that sounds like he wanted to pitch the Power Rangers in the end, because like I said, there were so many ideas that were floating around that time. And this was Johnathan Entwistle's original idea. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I will say that it doesn't sound like a very good idea, in my opinion. Because, yeah, we would have gotten Draken. Draken's cool. We're all a huge fan of Draken. I'm a huge fan of Draken. I'm Draken's #1 defender. But we would have got like Shadow Grid within its own alternate reality, because Draken would have been trying to take power over everything. But then again, would he actually know what the source material for Draken would have been? Like what Draken's whole motives would be? Because Draken isn't just some evil version of Tommy. He's got layers. He's a deep character, because in his world, he's the Tommy Oliver that he never turned good. In every reality that he peeked into, every other Tommy would become good except for him. He was the outlier. So that's what made him unique. That's what made him different. But because he was so different, that's what drove him to be perfect, because he wanted to be the Tommy that surpassed all. And yeah. But I'm kind of glad we didn't get this, because this sounds like a horrible idea in retrospective. I think we dodged a massive bullet when it comes to getting this as a Power Rangers idea. Who knows what we'll get for this Disney series reboot that's going to be done by the people doing Percy Jackson. Hopefully that will be good. We'll see what happens with that when that drops within the next whenever we get it. But I feel like we dodged a major bullet with Johnathan Entwistle's idea, because I know that people are saying that Johnathan Entwistle is the savior of Power Rangers. He'll save the Power Rangers with his brand new reboot, and we'll be in a brand new era because he's done good stuff, and we'll see what he does next. And like I had faith in Johnathan Entwistle back in the day, because I was like, we'll see what he can do. I like his resume. I like what he's done so far. And this was one of his pitches. Well, I ain't the biggest fan of it, I'll just say that much. But what do you guys think of it? Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Tell me down below in the comment section. Like this video, share it around, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, take care. Bye.